catch this. There's a crushing. There's a cost. His hands were nailed. His hands were nailed. That's the crushing. When you pick up the cross, your hands are going to be nailed at times, guys. There's a crushing and it's painful. This is not from me. This is from the Spirit of God. Believe me, it's not my words. It's His words. He's the judge. He's the testifier. I'm not afraid to speak truth. I told you today, I fully surrendered. I know it. I know He's in me, and I'm going to speak to you what He's given me. I didn't prepare a word. He prepared a word in me to speak to you today. And this is why this church is going to prosper. This is why you guys in your life are going to prosper. This is why you are going to be successful, because you're going to understand and build a relationship with Christ. And the devil can try everything he can, but he's never going to take what God's giving you, because you're going to have a solid foundation. You're going to have an army beside you. You're going to know right from wrong. And guess what? You're going to know what it means to pick up the cross, because there's a crushing, guys. Your hands are going to be nailed. I want you to picture in your heart and your hand. When I cried today, when I was writing this, actually last night, He gave me this to speak last night. As a matter of fact, this part, I was trying my best not to cry. Imagine your hands being nailed to that cross, man. I want you to even pretend something going through each hand on that cross. Picture it. If you're not picturing it and it sounds crazy to you, it's because you're not really in it right now. You need to picture what He went through. This is a true story. This ain't a gossip thing that was made up. His hands were nailed. His feet were nailed, man. Hanging on that cross. Picking up your cross means sometimes your hands and your feet are going to get nailed down sometimes. There's going to be a crushing sometimes. There's going to be pain sometimes. There's going to be tests and trials sometimes. There's going to be a lot of things that happen in your life sometimes that you're going to be like, why God? See, that's the number one thing. How many of you guys hear people say, why God? Why did you take my son? Why did you take my daughter? Why did you take my loved ones? Why didn't I get this job? Why did they cheat on me in my marriage? Why did this happen to me? God, I've been faithful. Someone say, because there's a crushing. So I want you to understand what this crushing means. The oil and the anointing that you get is from the crushing of God. It happened to Him, He said. But I will protect you through it, because to lose is to gain. And when